The NFL has become a league ruled by quarterbacks, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, where positional value forms an unbreakable hierarchy. Running backs are usually dismissed as replaceable, too fragile, or unworthy of long-term investment. But this season, one superstar shattered the system and rewrote the league's unwritten rules. Saquon Barkley didn't just rise, he broke through a quarterback-dominated ceiling to become the NFL's top-ranked player. And what he proved next shocked the entire football world. At number 1, we have the most powerful proof of Saquon Barkley's dominance: direct validation from the very athletes who face him every Sunday. Barkley earning the number 1 spot on the NFL Top 100 Players of 2025, a ranking decided entirely by fellow professionals, represents the clearest possible consensus about who the league's true alpha is right now. No media narrative, analytic model, or fan vote carries the weight of players who study film, feel the hits, and understand elite performance at its core. Barkley shattered long-standing norms by surpassing MVP quarterbacks and Super Bowl winners, finishing ahead of Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes, an accomplishment never before achieved by any Eagles player. His peers effectively declared that his influence transcends positional economics and touches every dimension of victory in modern football. They see a weapon with game-breaking versatility and unmatched reliability, a player capable of altering defensive strategy by stepping onto the field. Barkley's journey toward this crown traces back to his Penn State career, where he showcased multidimensional brilliance and earned honors like the Paul Hornung Award and multiple Big Ten MVP titles. Even in college, his blend of agility, strength, and receiving prowess signaled a generational force. His selection as the 2nd overall pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, a rarity for running backs, proves evaluators understood they were witnessing more than talent. They were witnessing a franchise-shaping phenomenon whose ceiling had no precedent. Number 2, we spotlight the extraordinary athletic profile that separates Saquon Barkley from every other offensive weapon in the league. Barkley's 6-foot, 233-pound frame represents the perfect fusion of power, acceleration, and flexibility, creating a running back capable of punishing defenders inside while exploding outside with devastating burst. His legendary Saquads illustrate a foundation of strength that enables him to break through contact, maintain balance, and produce yards after hits that would drop most players instantly. Tapping into a family lineage of elite athleticism, including ties to world champion boxer Saquon Barkley, Saquon displays footwork, coordination, and reaction speed rarely seen at his position. His physical gifts translate directly into historic production, highlighted by his NFL record 7 rushing touchdowns of 60-plus yards in the 2024 campaign, a level of explosiveness usually reserved for superstar quarterbacks throwing deep strikes. Every touch carries the threat of a momentum swing, making him a constant defensive nightmare. Perhaps the greatest example of his athletic superiority came with his now iconic backwards hurdle against Jacksonville, a play blending agility, creativity, and raw instinct in a way that stunned teammates and coaches alike. When Devontae Smith and Nick Sirianni describe a move as the best they have ever witnessed, it becomes clear that Barkley operates in a different physical dimension. This unmatched combination of speed, power, and fluidity cements him not only as a statistical marvel, but as a prototype redefining what a modern superstar truly looks like. At number 3, we arrive at the apex of Saquon Barkley's argument for the NFL throne, a 2024 season that instantly entered the league's all-time archives. In his first year with the Philadelphia Eagles, Barkley erupted for 2,005 rushing yards, smashing the franchise record and joining the ultra-exclusive club of 2,000-yard rushers. His place as only the 9th player to ever cross that threshold and the 8th highest total in league history placed him among icons whose single seasons still shape modern running back evaluation. What made this performance groundbreaking wasn't merely raw yardage, but the efficiency behind it. Averaging 5.8 yards per carry on 345 attempts, Barkley produced numbers typically seen in rotational backs while carrying a full workhorse load. His stamina across a complete 16-game schedule showcased discipline, conditioning, and rare physical durability. But his real value emerged in his all-purpose production, where he established a new NFL record with 2,504 total yards across the regular season and playoffs, surpassing Terrell Davis's 1998 benchmark. Barkley delivered signature performances as well, highlighted by a breathtaking 302-yard explosion against the Rams that rewrote Eagles' history and placed him among the few backs with 300-plus scrimmage yards in a single outing. Awards followed naturally: Offensive Player of the Year, MVP finalist recognition, and a Super Bowl championship that placed him alongside Terrell Davis and Emmitt Smith as the only rushing title winners to also lift the Lombardi in the same year. Barkley didn't just dominate statistically, he carried a contender, reshaped a franchise, and delivered the type of season that cements a player as the league's unquestioned best. At number 4, we examine the aspect of Saquon Barkley's game that elevates him beyond every other premier rusher. Unmatched versatility and complete offensive adaptability. Barkley isn't just a dynamic ball carrier. He is a true dual-threat playmaker who functions as both RB1 and wide receiver, giving Philadelphia schematic freedom that most teams can only dream of. Whether aligned in the backfield, motioned into the slot, or split wide, he brings route-running precision and receiving instincts that demand constant defensive attention. Even during the turbulence of the 2025 season, Barkley's reliability as a pass catcher remains elite, producing 27 receptions for 200 yards with a 13.4% target share and a phenomenal 87.1% catch rate. These metrics illustrate his value as a secure outlet for Jalen Hurts, ensuring the offense maintains rhythm even when protection breaks down. His situational impact is equally pivotal. Philadelphia's league-leading 80.1% red zone touchdown rate is heavily influenced by the gravitational pull Barkley creates, forcing defenses to overload the box, even when his carries in that area have mixed results. In high-pressure moments, he becomes even more dangerous, averaging 7.3 yards per carry in tied game scenarios, a staggering display of clutch efficiency. Barkley's ability to flip momentum at critical junctures, dictate coverage adjustments, and generate high-value yardage in multiple phases makes him the ultimate multi-dimensional weapon. His presence transforms offensive structure, tilts defensive alignment, and reinforces why he stands alone as the most complete skill position player in the league today. At number 5, we confront one of the most intriguing aspects of Saquon Barkley's case for being the NFL's top player: the 2025 performance paradox. While surface-level numbers reveal a noticeable drop from his historic 2024 peak, the deeper truth paints a far more compelling narrative. Barkley's decline from 5.8 yards per carry to 3.9 does not represent fading ability, but instead exposes the dramatic collapse of Philadelphia's offensive infrastructure. Advanced analytics confirm this, with his RUXOE plunging from plus 1.61 to negative 0.53. Signaling that he is routinely contacted at or behind the line of scrimmage, an indictment of protection, not talent. Injuries to cornerstone linemen like Lane Johnson and Landon Dickerson have transformed an elite unit into a middling one, and the Eagles' run game ranking has free-fallen from 2nd to 21st, mirroring the degradation in blocking quality. Complicating matters further is the constant turnover in offensive leadership, leaving Barkley with his 4th offensive coordinator in 4 seasons, creating schematic disarray that no player, even a generational one, can fully overcome. Yet despite these burdens, Barkley continues to deliver through sheer force of will, ranking 7th in carries, generating 20 forced missed tackles, and placing top 10 in evaded tackles, all while maintaining elite receiving efficiency. This resilience, the ability to remain indispensable while operating behind one of the league's most inconsistent units, demonstrates a competitive floor few players can match. Even during a statistical dip, Barkley remains the engine preventing the Eagles' offense from collapsing entirely, reaffirming that his value extends far beyond raw output. At number 6, we reach the defining verdict: why Saquon Barkley stands above every quarterback in the NFL hierarchy. The league's MVP conversation traditionally leans toward passers, yet Barkley's 2024 season shattered that long-standing positional bias by pairing historic production with championship-level impact. He didn't merely accumulate numbers. His 2,504 scrimmage yards, explosive touchdowns, and unmatched big play frequency reshaped defensive structures and elevated an entire franchise to a Super Bowl title. Unlike most non-QB superstars, Barkley dictates defensive allocation on every snap, forcing coordinators to load the box and divert coverage, directly enhancing opportunities for Philadelphia's passing game. His peers recognize this reality by voting him the #1 player in the NFL, acknowledging that his combination of volume, explosiveness, and situational dominance created an offensive ceiling no quarterback surpassed in 2024. Even in 2025, with the Eagles battling injuries, declining line play, and unstable coaching, Barkley's value is undeniable. He produces offense when the system around him is failing, something quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen rarely face to the same extent. Without Barkley, Philadelphia's run game wouldn't rank 21st. It would likely sit near the league's basement, exposing his role as the stabilizing force preventing total collapse. His ability to influence momentum, rescue broken plays, and sustain offensive viability during structural failure cements him as the rare non-QB whose individual value exceeds positional expectations. Saquon Barkley isn't just a superstar, he's the modern standard of dominance, blending historic production with a generational skill set that forces every defense to bend to his will. His Super Bowl run, statistical immortality, and peer-voted #1 ranking prove he is unquestionably the top player in the NFL right now. Comment your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching.